But as I'm reflecting on the experience, now that I think about it, I feel like I was able to go through this because I'm not a stranger to doing things scared. It's literally almost the same process every time that you have to do something scared, like something that you've never done before, something that just makes you uncomfortable. It's like you have an idea, right? You have an idea about something. Like in my case, I went to go zipline, and then I got excited, and then I started second guessing myself. And then once you get to the point where you start second guessing yourself, then you have a choice to make. You're either gonna jump or you're gonna chicken out. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives just like you on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here with me, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. If you are a friend in beauty, I welcome you to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. If you're looking for a community of like-minded, ambitious friends in beauty to virtually connect with, network, and share resources, then click the link down below in the show description to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community, and I'll be there to welcome you with open arms. Also, follow Friends in Beauty on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty. What I like to do is something called the Friends in Beauty Friday feature, where every Friday I spotlight a different friend in beauty and their accomplishments. So no matter how big or small you think it is, I want to shout you out. I want to send you some good vibes. So all you have to do is use the hashtag FIB Friday feature and tag Friends in Beauty on something that you have accomplished, and I'll share it with the Friends in Beauty community. Also, the Friends of Beauty podcast is available on several platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google, YouTube, you name it, we are there. And whatever platform you are listening from right now, I just want to say thank you so much and just express my gratitude for you tuning into the Friends of Beauty podcast. And I would love it even further if you took the time to leave a 5-star rating, a review, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you have to do to let me know what you feel about the Friends of Beauty podcast would be greatly appreciated. Also, join the Friends in Beauty mailing list tribe. My mailing list tribe is the first to know about all things Friends in Beauty, and I send out different resources throughout the week. So if that's something that you're interested in as well, the link for that will be down in the show description. And last but not least, the most important thing is to share the Friends in Beauty podcast with your other friends in beauty, your family, your friends, anybody that you think could benefit from the information that is being shared. Share a way to help me grow the Friends in Beauty community. Now, today on the Friends in Beauty podcast, I want to share with you a little bit about a recent trip that I took to Senegal, West Africa. So recently I went on a 2-week vacation with my family to Senegal, and I literally had a blast. If I'm sounding a little funny right now, it's because my nose is stuffed up because the weather is just so different. The weather is beautiful in Senegal, and I came back to this humid, stuffy weather and AC and everything here in DC. So my body is going through it right now. My nose is stuffed up, but I'm pushing through. But yes, I went on a family vacation to Senegal for 2 weeks, and I had a blast. And it inspired me to make this episode of the podcast because I did so much on this trip, and I got to reflect on so many things. And anything that I go through, or any activities or things that I go through, I always like to try to turn them into a lesson and always see the lesson in certain things. So a question that I've been asking guests recently on the Friends in Beauty podcast is like, when is the last time you did something for the first time? So for me, I experienced so many firsts on this trip, like within the last 2 weeks, that it was just mind blowing. I did so many things for the first time. A lot of things that I wanted to do for a while, just never got around to doing it. I got to do on this trip, and one of those things was zip lining. Oh my gosh, I have been wanting to zip line for so long, and it's like any place that you really go on vacation, you can zip line. I'm pretty sure they have zip lining places here in the DC area, but I always wanted to do it overseas for some reason. But I got to zip line, and let me tell you, I was so pumped up. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for so long. And this is a story that I want to tell you about fear. And this is what inspired, I'm going to go through like what inspired me to even make this episode. I just want to talk to you about fear, okay? Because I was so pumped up. I was so pumped up to go zip lining, and I got strapped into my gear, and I was looking cute and everything. I was really pumped up, really excited. I went with my whole family. My mom didn't zip line, but my nieces did. They're 6 and 8. They did like the kiddie course, and then my sister, my brother-in-law, myself, and my nephew who was 11, we got to go over to like the big course, which I later found out was like 80 something feet up in the air. But we went over to the big course. So pumped up, strapped in my gear, we head over to start like the safety demonstration. And all of a sudden, like when the safety demonstration started, I started to feel nervous, like started second guessing myself, like what am I really about to do? Like these trees are really high that, we got a zip line from and everything. And one of the things I was nervous because of that. That's one. Like, am I really about to do this? And the second reason I was nervous is because the safety instructions were in French. Our guide, our safety instructor, our person who was walking us through the course did not speak English at all. So I'm like, oh my God, like this is my life, okay? Like I cannot afford to not understand what this man is talking about because I just don't have time to be like, falling from the trees and all that stuff. But of course, my brother-in-law speaks French, my sister speaks French and whatever. So they was, explaining to me, what was going on. But I was nervous as all get out because I was like, that's just the type of person I am. I like, if my life is on the line, I need to know and I need to be comfortable with what the situation is and what's going on. So, got through that. I was able to understand the safety instructions, how to strap myself in safely, doing the zip line and everything. So the first thing that we had to do is climb this ladder up onto the platform in the tree to zip line over to the other tree. So it's two ladders, and I'm literally the last person to go up. I don't know why the guy kept me for last. He probably knew it was going to happen, but he kept me for last. So I'm climbing up this ladder. First of all, I'm nervous as all get out because the ladder is super wobbly. Okay, as I'm climbing up, I'm literally shaking as I'm climbing up this ladder to go onto the tree, literally shaking. I'm the last to go. I get up on the platform. Everybody else has zip lined over to the next obstacle already, and the instructor is the last one to go. And he's like, okay, sit, like squat down, sit, and then just jump, right? So he's like, 1, 2, 3, and he's like, jump, and I'm like, no, I like stalled. I was so nervous to jump. This man literally had to push me. He literally pushed me off of the platform so I could zip line over because I was literally so scared. And once I did it, I was like, okay, that wasn't, that was okay. That wasn't too bad or whatever. But what I did not know is that like it was multiple obstacles after this. Like I thought that we were just going to be zip lining, but it was like a tightrope afterwards. It was like some kind of ladder, not ladder, some kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. Like some dangling like foot things that you had to step over and swing from. I thought that we were just going to be ziplining. I had no clue that we're going to be doing all of these obstacles. And literally as I'm going across the second one, which was like just a tiny rope, I might have to post pictures or video or something. By the way, if you've been following me on my personal page, then you have seen like all the behind the scenes from the Senegal trip, most of it because the Wi-Fi was acting funky and I just got frustrated, but I digress. It was literally like a rope that we had to walk across, like one rope and then holding on to a rope at the top to walk across. And I'm like, I did not know that we were about to do this. And I'm shaking the whole time because all I could really think about was if I fall off of this thing, I know that I'm strapped on, but if I fall off of this thing, how are they going to come get me while I'm dangling in the air? Like, I just kept on thinking about that. Luckily, nobody failed the whole time, but that's what my thought process was. Like, I'm too old to be dangling in the air and these people trying to come and get me. But multiple obstacles, like just multiple obstacles after that. I think we only zip lined a few times, but by the time that I got to like the last few pieces of the obstacles that we had to do throughout the whole thing, like it was a piece of cake. It was a piece of cake. Once I got to the last zip line, I was ready to jump. Like, and I literally still can't believe that I zip line. And as I'm reflecting on the experience and everything, like I literally still cannot believe I zip line. But as I'm reflecting on the experience, now that I think about it, I feel like I was able to go through this because I'm not a stranger to doing things scared. It's literally almost the same process every time that you have to do something scared, like something that you've never done before, something that just makes you uncomfortable. It's like you have an idea, right? You have an idea about something. Like in my case, I went to go zip line, and then I got excited, and then I started second guessing myself. And then once you get to the point where you start second guessing yourself, then you have a choice to make. You're either going to jump or you're going to chicken out. And sometimes, now that I'm thinking about it too, sometimes it's a person behind you who may just have to push you a lot of the times, because I feel like if he didn't push me off of the platform, if he didn't push me off of that initial platform, I probably would have been standing there, or I probably would have been like, okay, no, I'm just going to climb back down. Like, I'm not going to jump. Sometimes you have to jump. You either go to chicken out or somebody has to push you. And I feel like there's this misconception that a lot of people have about fear. And it's like, you may think that the people that you see that are out here killing it or have reached some level of success don't have fear, and they literally do. They have fear all the time. I know that I do. It's just that we decide to jump. We decide to jump every time, and we decide to do it scared every single time. And I felt this feeling before, like the same feeling that I felt when I was about to zip line. I've literally felt this feeling when I did my first class, when I did my second class, and like literally every class after that. When I did my first networking event, and every networking event after that. I remember the first Friends and Beauty event that I was about to do, and it was literally like 100 people that had registered and said they were coming. And it was about a week or two before the event, and I was laying in the bed, and I was literally having this conversation with myself, like, are you literally about to do this? Like, who do you think you are? Like, are you literally about to like host an event with all these people and stand up in front of all of these people and like do this? Like, I really started to second guess myself. I could have like refunded everybody their money and chickened out, but I did it anyway. I did it even when I created this podcast. I felt that same feeling before. So I feel like when you are about to do something scary or new, it's really literally like the same feeling over and over again. So either you're going, like when you jump, either you're going to soar, you're going to do good, or you're not. And it's only one way to find out. And I feel like when you're not, I feel like that's what people are most afraid of, is like not soaring. But you have to switch your perspective. You have to switch your mindset and just know that that's going to be a learning experience. If you don't soar, then you're going to know exactly what to do differently next time. And most of the times, like the stories that I made up in my head before I'm doing the thing literally isn't as bad as doing it. And like once you do it, you're really gonna be like, okay, like what was the big deal anyway? Like right now, I can't wait to zip line again. I literally can't wait to zip line again because it was so exciting, so much fun, and I did it. I conquered, even though I was excited about something, it's still like a little bit of a fear that I conquered, and I feel so proud of myself that I did it. And another thing that I observed about fear is because along with my group that I was with my family, it was two other kids that was with us around the same age as my nephew, and just observing them and just observing some other children that I've seen on the trip just doing certain things that I would be like, oh my God, why are they doing this? Fear is literally something that is taught and that comes with age. Kids, if you observe children, which I had a lot of time to do on this trip because I was with my family. When you observe children, they literally like have no fear because they haven't been taught that. They haven't experienced enough in life to like be scared of something. And a lot of the times I just felt like on this trip, I kept telling myself, like, I need to talk to my friends in beauty about, like, just going back to, like, this childlike enthusiasm, or just going back to, like, your child self before you were afraid to do things. Like, that fear that you have right now is literally something that has been built up in you over time with you just observing and just being out in the world. We got to be more childlike, man. We really have to be more like children. Another thing about fear too that I observed is literally my niece that interviewed me for last week's episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I told you all that she had expressed to me that she wanted to do a podcast one day. And literally the day after her episode aired, my sister messaged me like, okay, Zara is like really serious about doing this podcast. Like, how can we do it? Like, what does she need to do? And my girl started her podcast literally the day after her episode aired. No fear. No fear. I'm so proud of her. Like, a lot of times, like, we can learn a lot from children. We think that we're teaching them something a lot of times. A lot of times we can learn stuff from children. No fear. My girl executed. She said, I'm doing a podcast. She went on and did the audio. She put a video version of it up on YouTube. Execution. Execution. And it's so admirable. I'm so proud of her. And there's a lot that we can learn from children in that regard. Of they just jump. They don't second guess themselves. They don't think about the what ifs, like they just do it. So I want to ask you, like, what are you afraid of? What is something that you are afraid of? And whatever it is, I want you to make a decision to go out here and do it, like, as soon as possible. Like, whatever it is that is holding you back, whether it is teaching a makeup class or reaching out to a particular client or ziplining, shoot, or I don't know what it is. Whatever it is for you, as soon as possible, I want you to go out here and execute and do it, because once you do, you're going to realize, like, this wasn't that bad. And first of all, if you can push through a fear that you have right now, you can push through other fears in the future. And I want to leave you with a quote that I found that just sums up everything. And it just says that the fears that we don't face becomes our limits. So if there is something out there that you are hesitant about doing because you're afraid, or you're the fear of failure, or the fear of success sometimes too, just do it. Because you are limiting yourself, and we literally only have this one life right now to live, and I don't understand why we would let something as silly as fear hold us back. Like, why? It just sounds so silly to me sometimes once you really think about it. And I'm not saying I'm all big and bad and I don't go through my things, but like I said, one thing I do is I do it scared. Okay? So whatever it is that you are afraid of, I want to challenge you to go out here and do it as soon as possible. And let me know what happens, all right? I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, and I hope that you stop letting fear hold you back, all right? I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.